What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl kitchen and to our channel. So here I have a few ingredients that I will be using. So as I go along, I will list the ingredients. So I will leave the ingredients list in the description box of this video, so don't forget to check it out. So I've combined all my dry seasoning together. Now I'm going to add 3/4 of it to the ground beef. Now guys, I'm gonna be using my WALKERSWOOD wet jerk marinade. Now mine is hot and spicy. So guys, if you have been watching my videos, you know that I don't like spicy food. So I'm going to add maybe like a tablespoon, but I like to add a little first, and then I add some more. But if you love a lot of spice, guys, you can even add 2 tablespoons. But remember, we're going to add some to the sauce, so don't over add it to the meat. So I also have an egg that I'm going to add to the bowl. Now guys, if you want to use a hand at this point, you can, but I honestly don't like to feel the egg on my hands, so I am going to use a spoon to stir it around. Now if you like, you can always use a glove, but I like to use a spoon, so that's what I'm going to be using. So ensure that you mix all the seasoning, put it all over the meat. You don't want some parts get seasoned and some part don't. So I'm gonna be using my homemade breadcrumbs. Now if you want to use a panko breadcrumbs or any other breadcrumbs, you're free to use it, but my homemade is the best, so I'll be using mine. So I have half a cup of breadcrumbs. Some persons they use flour. I don't like the flour, but if you want to use the flour, then no problem. So just mix to combine it together. Now the breadcrumbs act as a binder and also the egg. So you're just going to mix it around until it comes together and it becomes smooth. So I am finished mixing my meat. Now I'm going to move on to the next step. Now guys, I want yours to be smooth. You don't want to see any breadcrumbs. You want it to be all mixed in. So I'm going to take a small portion and I'm going to roll it into balls. Now I'm not perfect at this point, so please don't judge me. So you can make as much or as little meatball as you choose. I like mine on the medium size, but if you want yours to be big or even smaller than mine, then go ahead, it's your kitchen. Also for the recipe, you could use your ground turkey or your ground pork, but I love the beef, so I'm going to be using it. You could also use a ground chicken as well. I have about 2 other meatball recipes that I will link in the description box, so if you are interested, you can go ahead and check it out. I made one with some mozzarella cheese in it, and I also use canned corned beef to make the other one. So you can always check it out, of course. So remember to check in the description box where you'll see all the ingredients that I use. As you notice, I did not tell you the ingredients that I'm using, even though some of them are obvious, but if you want to try the recipe, you have to know what I'm using to make it. So remember to check it out. Also guys, if you make your meatballs and they are a bit sticky, you could always just pop them in the fridge for like an half an hour, just for them to firm up more, and then you fry them. Or if you want to just add some more breadcrumbs to it, or if you want to use flour, you add some flour. Okay guys, so to a saucepan, I'm adding about 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using vegetable oil, so just use your favorite oil. So after the oil is heated, I'm going to place my meatballs in the oil. Now I'm going to fry each side until they are golden brown. You're going to see that it becomes like the jerk look. Yes, because remember we added some jerk seasoning to it. I added the jerk wet and the jerk dry seasoning to it, so it's going to look like jerk, like it jerked. Alright, so to the saucepan, I have some water that I'm going to be adding my spaghetti in. Now guys, if you want, you could use a bigger saucepan, but this one is fine for me. So I'm adding some salt, and I'm also going to add some oil. Now I like to add a generous amount of salt to the pot when I'm going to make my spaghetti, but you know, you can always add the salt to your taste. Also, the reason I added the oil is because I don't want the spaghetti to stick together. So I'm gonna let the water come to a rapid boil, and then when it starts boiling, I will return. So as you can see guys, I'm just turning my ball to the other side. They have a beautiful jerk flavored color on it. Yes guys, so they're looking so beautiful. So ensure that you try to fry each side. So you just turn them on each side occasionally, just for them to have that beautiful jerk color. But if all sides are not fully fried, remember that they will be cooked down in that beautiful delicious sauce. So after about 8 minutes of frying time, I added some onion. Now guys, I like to add the onion with the ball, with the jerk balls. You know, they give it, the onion will give it a nice flavor. Now I'm going to saute the onion, you know, let it, what should I say, you know, let it have that nice little caramelized color to it. Yeah, and then I'm going to remove the balls. Now remember to just turn the ball occasionally, but if all the sides don't fry and look nice, then that's fine, as I said before. So as you can see guys, when I add the spaghetti to the pot, when it starts boiling, then it's going to reduce and it's going to go in the pot. So if I don't use a big pot, it will be fine. So here I'm just removing my ball from the pot. I'm going to leave that nice caramelized onion that I'm going to be using to make the sauce. Now guys, this is how I make my meatball. This is one way in which I make my meatballs, and it's so delicious. So stick around guys to see the end product. I know you're going to enjoy this recipe. And remember to give me a big thumbs up if you love the recipe. Also subscribe if you are new, and share the recipe guys, I do appreciate it. Now my spaghetti is all al dente, so I'm just going to drain off the water, and I like to use some water, some cold water, to just stop the cooking process. So after I finish boiling the pasta, the spaghetti, and I rinse it with some cold water. Yes guys, that's what I like to do. So I added my sauce to the pot. Now my sauce, I made my sauce. I used some pizza sauce, and I used some ketchup. Now if you want to use your store-bought sauce, then of course you can, but to me, the pizza and the ketchup, oh my god, it's so delicious. I also added some mixed herbs to it and some fresh parsley, and I gave it a nice mix. And then now I added to the pot the leftover seasoning. I'm adding it to the sauce. So guys, at this point you're going to taste the sauce and see what it needs. So just remember to do that. I'm adding some jerk with marinade. Now at this point I'm going to add the jerk marinade gradually. I'm not going to add all of it at once. I'm just going to taste it and see if it needs more. So you will see me add some more later on in the video. So remember to taste it and see if it reaches your preference. Then you know you don't have to add anything more. But for me, I love when my thing well seasoned and nice. So to balance the acidity, I added a tablespoon of brown sugar. Now that is complete optional, you don't have to add it, but to me it do enhances the taste. Also I added some dried thyme leaves. You could also add a fresh thyme leaves, or if you want to use the buttered thyme leaves, you can as well. Now guys, I'm also adding some all-purpose seasoning. As I said, mine needed some more flavor, so that's why I'm adding it. Now I like to stir occasionally. That's how I cook. But if you want to just throw down everything in the pot and then you just stir it one time, it's your choice. Now I'm adding one of my secret ingredients to my meatball sauce, a tablespoon of butter. Now if you don't want to add the butter guys, you don't have to do it, but to me, you know, butter make everything better, make everything nice. So I'm just going to add my meatballs at this point, and you know, you want to coat that meatball in that delicious sauce. And guys, trust me, the sauce, it tastes so good and it has a nice taste to it, you know. As I said, with for me, the pizza sauce and the ketchup, it do give it a nice flavor. But you know, if you don't like ketchup, you don't have to add it, alright? So just do your thing and I do my thing. I remember your taste bud is different from mine, so I might love something and you might say you don't like it, or vice versa. So just do your thing and I do my thing. So even at this point, after you added the meatball, you could taste it again and see, you know, if it needs anything. Alright, so this is the point where I'm adding some more jerk season because I realized that it didn't have much jerk flavor. So I wanted it to taste a lot of like the jerk. So that's why I added some more, you know, because I wanted to be jerk meatballs for real. So, you know, I had to add more jerk sauce to the pot. Yes. So just give it a nice little spin and then, you know, you're going to cover the pot and let it simmer for about 20 to 25 more minutes on a very low flame. So at this point, my jerk meatballs, they are all done. I love my spaghetti with a whole lot of sauce. So at this point, you can always let yours reduce some more, but trust me guys, I love the sauce. It's so so delicious. So I'm just going to coat it nicely in that delicious mouth-watering sauce, and then I'll show you the end product. So stick around. So guys, my meatball and spaghetti is all done. It's looking so delicious guys. You can see it has a lot of sauce in it. Yeah, so saucy and nice. So I like to add some Parmesan cheese to it. So I'm using my store-bought. You know, if I want to use a freshly grated one, that would be even better. But you know, I'm just using the one that I have. So remember to remove the thyme leaves, alright? So mine had some, what should I call it, the sprigs or whatever they call it. Yeah, the little stick part on it. Yeah, so I'm just removing mine now, and yeah, it's looking so beautiful and delicious. So I just serve up some guys, and I added some fresh parsley, no, some dry parsley to it. I don't know if you can see it because the camera wasn't focusing really. So yeah, it's so delicious guys, and if you try the recipe, I know you're going to enjoy it. You may not love yours as saucy as mine, but trust me, the thing shot, especially if you are a jerk lover. Trust me guys, you will love it. So remember to give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, turn on all notifications, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.